Shabbat Shalom, everybody.
Shabbat Shalom.
Our reigning champion, Lester Siegel, returns on the keys. And something special, Kevin Skews, 5-6 months ago, came to me and he said, I'm interested in becoming a rabbi. I said, okay. So, Ken and I, we've been Kevin years ago. And so when someone comes to a clergy member and says, I'm interested in the rabbinate, we try to welcome them into the profession. So once a month, Kevin's going to be up here leading services with us, doing some English readings, trying to get the hang of Bema experience, in addition to teaching religious school. And he's also going to be doing Torah study here and there. So what we call this is building a rabbinic resume, okay? And it's a special thing for Temple Emanu-El for those students who are interested in the rabbinate. So this is his first time leading services. You a little nervous? A little nervous, okay? It's okay. It's part of the excitement. It's part of the responsibility. And we all have your support, and we're thrilled that you are thinking about this path. Okay? Begin. Wish you luck.
We turn to page 128. Hine Matov, how good it is to be brothers and sisters sitting together. Hine Matov umanayim shevet achim gam yachad. 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 How good it is, how sweet it is to be together on this day. How good it is, how sweet it is to be together on this day. Hine matov umanayim shevet achim gam yachad. Hine matov umanayim shevet achim gam yachad. Shalom aleichem, salam aleikum. Shalom aleichem, salam aleikum. Shalom aleichem, salam aleikum. Shalom aleichem, salam aleikum. How good it is, how sweet it is to be together on this day. How good it is, how sweet it is to be together on this day. Hine matov umanayim shevet achim gam yachad. Hine matov umanayim shevet achim gam yachad. We read on page 124.
Please follow along with me at the top of 124. We enter the sanctuary to welcome Shabbat. Within these walls, we sit surrounded by numberless generations. Our ancestors built the synagogue as a visible sign of God's presence in their midst. Through our long history and our endless wanderings, it has endured, a beacon of truth, love, and justice for all humanity. Its presence guided our ancestors to lives of righteousness, holding up to them a vision of their truest selves. Now we, in our turn, come in this sanctuary to affirm the sacredness of our lives. May we enter this place in peace. May holiness wrap around us as we cross its threshold. Weariness, doubt, the flaws within our human hearts, the harshness of the weak, let these drop away at the door. And the brightness of Shabbat, let peace settle upon us as we lift our hearts in prayer.
This is our fourth grade family service, but unfortunately it is both a very small class and a couple of our students are under the weather, so we are going to invite up the one fourth grader that we have with us and the fourth grade and the choir members, yes, and their teachers. So come on up. We're going to invite up James Henry Brooke, our educator Elizabeth Block, and our fourth grader and supplemental students.
120. And for those who are able, we rise together for Kiddush 123.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam Borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam Asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu B'Shabbat kodsho be'ahava u'b'ratzon hinchilanu Zikaron lema'asei v'reishit Ki hu yom techila lemikra'e kodesh Zeichel yitziat Mitzrayim Ki banu b'charta be'otanu kidashta mikol hamim B'Shabbat kodshecha be'ahava u'b'ratzon hinchaltanu Baruch atah Adonai mekadesh hashabat L'chaim.
We read together the bottom of page 127. We offer thanks, O God, for this Shabbat, which unites us in faith and hope, for Shabbat holiness, which inspires sacred living, for Shabbat memories glowing even in darkness, for Shabbat peace born of friendship and love. We offer thanks and blessing, O God. We turn to page 138, Lecha Dodi.
Chanduli likrat kala penei Shabbat nekabela Lechanduli likrat kala penei Shabbat nekabela Shamor v'zachor meniborecha tishmiyanu El hamiyuchad Adonai echad u'shemo echad Shemul tiferet v'litila Lechandoni likrat kala Penei Shabbat nekabela Lechandoni likrat kala Penei Shabbat nekabela Likrat Shabbat lechu b'nei el-chaki mekor habracha Merosh mikedem nesucha sof נעשה במחשבה תחילה לחנוני לקראת קלה בני שבת נקבלה לחנוני לקראת קלה בני שבת נקבלה התעוררי התעוררי כי באורך קומי אורי 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 שיר דברי כבוד אדוני עלייך נגלה לחנוני לקראת קלה בני שבת נקבלה לחנוני לקראת קלה בני שבת נקבלה.
We rise together to greet Shabbat Hamelka.
Moi v'shalom ateret mala gam besimcha uv'tzohola tochem unei am segula boi chala lechandoni likrat kala bnei Shabbat nekabela lechandoni likrat kala bnei Shabbat nekabela.
145.
Teach me, O God, a blessing, a prayer, on the mystery of a withered leaf, on ripened fruits so fair, on the freedom to see, to sense, to breathe, to know, to hope, to despair. Teach my lips a blessing, a hymn of praise, as each morning and night you renew your days. Least my day be today as the one before, less routine set my ways. Hatzi Kaddish 144.
On the opposite page. יתגדל ויתקדש שמי רבה בעלמא דברה חירותי וימליך מלכותי בחייכון וביומייכון ובחי לכל בית ישראל בגלה בגלה ובזמן קריב ואימרו אמן יהי שמי רבה מברך לעלם ולעלמי עלמיה יתברך וישתבח ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל שמי דקודשה בריחו לעילה מן כל ברכתה ושירתה תושבחתה ונחמתה תמירן בעלמה מאימרו Amen. And we rise for our Baruch Hu on page 146, and we invite up our fourth grade and choir,
Our choir, come on up.
to sing with me. Am I awake? Am I prepared? Are you listening to my prayer? Can you hear my voice? Can you understand? Am I awake? Am I prepared? Yada nai nai nai, yada nai nai nai, yada dai dai dai, yada dai dai dai, Adonai, 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 Baruch Hu et Adonai HaMevorach. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach le'olam va'ed. Le'olam va'ed. Yadadai, dai, dai. 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 Yadadai, dai, dai.
We continue together, the top of page 149. Praise you, Adonai, our God, for whom the evening flows. Your wisdom sets the way in which time and season glide. Your breath guides the sail of the stars. Creator of the tide of time and light, you guide the current of day into night. As heaven spans to infinity, you set its course for eternity. Praise you, Adonai, our God, for whom the evening flows. Baruch atah Adonai, Ha'ariv Aravim. On the next page.
Avat olam Beit Yisrael, Amcha ahavta, Torah u'mitzvot, chukim u'mishpatim, otanu limadta. Al kein Adonai Eloheinu, B'shochveinu uvkumeinu, nasiach mechukecha, v'nismach b'divrei Toratecha, u'v'mitzvotecha le'olam va'ed, ki chayenu be'orech yameinu, ubahem nehegel yomam balayla. ואהבתך אל תסיר ממנו לעולמים. ברוך אתה אדוני, אוהב עמו ישראל. שמע ישראל, אדוני אלוהינו, אדוני, אדוני אחד. ברוך שם כבוד, שם כבוד, מלכותו לעולם, לעולם ועד. ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודך, והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך, ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם לאות על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אדוני אלוהיכם אמת.
Together, the top of page 157. Standing on the parted shores of history, we still believe what we were taught before ever we stood at Sinai's foot, that wherever we go, it is eternally Egypt, that there was a better place, a promised land, that the winding way to that promise passes through the wilderness, that there's no way to get from here to there except by joining hands, marching together. We welcome back our fourth grader and our junior choir as they lead us with Micha Mocha. 158.
מי כמוך באלים אדוני, מי כמוך נדר בקודש, מי כמוך באלים אדוני, מי כמוך נדר בקודש. נורא תהילות עושה פלא, נורא תהילות עושה פלא, אדוני מלוך לעולם ועד. מלכותך ראו בניך, בוקע ים לפני משה ומרים, זה אלינו ואמרו, זה אלינו ואמרו, אדוני מלוך לעולם ועד. יאי די 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 די, יאי די 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 די, יאי די 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 די, יאי די 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 די. Thank you, junior choir.
The bottom of page 161 as we read together. Give us a place to rest, Adonai our God. Bring us into shelter and the soft, long evening shadows of your truth. For with you are true protection and safety, and in your presence are acceptance and gentle love. Watch over us as we go forth. Prepare for us as we return. Spread over us your shelter of peace, over all we love, over our Jerusalem and yours. We stay right here, our Harshkivenu, the top of page 160.
Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu l'shalom, עמידנו שומרנו לחיים. Spread the shelter of your peace over us. Guide us in wisdom, compassion, and trust. Hashkivenu Adonai, Eloheinu l'shalom, v'hamidenu shomreinu l'chaim. Save us for the sake of your name. Shield us from hatred, sorrow, and pain. Hashkivenu Adonai, Eloheinu l'shalom, v'hamidenu shomreinu l'chaim, l'chaim.
163. We are a people in whom the past endures, in whom the present is inconceivable without moments gone by. The Exodus lasted a moment enduring forever. What happened once upon a time happens all the time. Vishamru 162.
Vishameru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat l'dorotam merit olam beini uvein bnei Yisrael oti le'olam le'olam ki sheishet yamim asa Adonai et hashamayim et haaretz ubayom hashmi shavat mai nafash.
The middle of page 165. Prayer invites God's presence to suffuse our spirits, God's will to prevail in our lives. Prayer may not bring water to parched fields, nor bend a broken bridge, nor rebuild a ruined city. But prayer can water an arid soul, mend a broken heart, rebuild a weakened will. For those who are able, we rise together for our tefillah 166.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu v'Elohei Avoteinu v'Imotenu Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak v'Elohei Yaakov Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel v'Elohei Leah האל הגדול, הגיבור והנורא, אל עליון, גומל חסדים טובים וקונה הכל, וזוכר חסדי אבות ואימהות, ומביא גאולה לבני בניהם, למען שמו באהבה. מלך עוזר ומושיע ומגן, ברוך אתה אדוני, מגן אברהם בעזרת שרה. אתה גיבור לעולם, אדוני, מחיי מתים אתה רב להושיע. משיב הרוח ומוריד הגשם, מכלכל חיים בחסד, מחיי מתים ברחמים רבים, צומח נופלים ורופא חולים, ומתיר אסורים, ומקיים אמונתו לשני עפר. מי כמוך בעל גבורות, ומי דומה לך, מלך ממית ומחיה, ומצמיח ישועה, ונאמן אתה להחיות מתים. ברוך אתה אדוני מחיי המתים. אתה קדוש ושמך קדוש, וקדושים בכל יום יהללוך סלה. ברוך אתה אדוני האל הקדוש.
The top of 173. May these hours of rest and renewal open our hearts to joy and our minds to truth. May all who struggle find rest on this day. May all who suffer find solace. May all who hurt find healing on this day. May all who despair find purpose. May all who hunger find fulfillment on this day, and may this day fulfill its promise. Baruch atah Adonai Mekadesh HaShabbat.
Amen. On the next page. Ritzei Adonai Eloheinu be'amcha Yisrael u'tefilatam be'ahava tekabel u'tehil le'ratzon tamid avodat Yisrael. Yisrael Amecha El Karob Lechol Kore'av Penei Elav Hatecha Mechoneinu Shefoch Ruchacha Betechzena Einenu Beshuvcha LeTzion. Berachamim Baruch atah Adonai HaMachazir Shechinato LeTzion. Let's see.
top of 179, please. Grant us peace, your most precious gift, O eternal source of peace, and give us the will to proclaim its message to all the peoples of the earth. Bless our country as a safeguard of peace, its advocate among the nations. May contentment reign within our borders, health and happiness within our homes. Strengthen the bonds of friendship and fellowship among all the inhabitants of every land. Plant virtue in every soul, and may the love of your name hallow every home and every heart. Praise to you, Eternal One, who blesses our people with peace. Baruch atah Adonai, hamavarich et amnu Yisrael b'shalom.
Amen. Shalom Rav al Yisrael amcha tasim leolam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael amcha tasim leolam. Ki atahu melech adon lechol hashalom. Ki atahu melech adon lechol hashalom. Betov beinecha levarech et amcha Yisrael bechol עת ובכל שעה בשלומך. ברוך אתה אדוני המברך את עמו ישראל בשלום. We take a few moments for private meditation. רצון אמרי פי, יהיו לרצון אמרי פי, והגיון ליבי לפניך, אדוני צורי וגואלי. Oh, may the words of my mouth, the meditation of my heart be acceptable before you, O God, my rock and my redeemer. Oseh shalom bimromav, hu yaseh shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, me'imeru, me'imeru,
At this moment in our service, we think of those here at Temple Emanu-El, our family and friends who are in need of healing of body or spirit. We think of Barbara Edelman, Sophia Barry, Margaret Bell, Donna Berman, Judy Beriski, Orit Cohen, Lydia Cutler, Bradley Klein, Stephen Klein, Richard Magnani, Michal Muzerowitz, Stephen Muss, Ron Ostreicher, Chad Petrovsky, William Polimus, Malkabat Rachel, Leah Sag, Susan Shyland, Harold Travelut, and Alan Unger. For those who are with us tonight, if you're thinking of a friend, a loved one, someone who means so much to you, and you wish to share a name out loud, we invite you to do so as my eyes meet yours or by standing. For those names mentioned out loud and for those names that are still in our hearts, our prayer for healing, our Misha Berach 371.
Misha Berach Avoteinu Mekor HaBracha Source of strength, who blessed the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. Misha Berach Mekor HaBracha La'avoteinu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen. Come to a moment in the service that I've been very much looking forward to. We have a young person in our community who has just returned to the Jewish people. David Kirby is in our adult B'nai Mitzvah class, has been studying all about Judaism for quite some time, and is quite the inquisitive mind, and it is my honor to have David up to the bima to receive the priestly benediction.
This is a great joy for me too, and Elizabeth. So Elizabeth, come on up. I'm going to ask the congregation to rise as we take David before the ark.
Yevarechecha Adonai ve'yishmerecha. Ya'er Adonai panav elecha v'chuneka. Yisa Adonai panav elecha ve'yasem lecha Yehi Ratzon. Mazel tov.
Kevin, this is the best part about being a clergy member. That's it. I mean, I was just telling you. What do you have to look forward to? Shabbat Shalom, everybody.
Shabbat Shalom.
It's a dar, and it's the month where we're supposed to be happy, and I want to begin with something funny. My mom sent me this anecdotal story about Albert Einstein, and I believe it is true. If it's not true, if someone refutes it, I'll be disappointed, but the story is so truly wonderful. They asked Albert Einstein, who's the smartest person he knew? Did you say himself? He actually said it was his driver, his chauffeur, okay? That's what he said. Here's why. Albert didn't drive a lot, and every time he had a lecture or a presentation, and remember, this was a long time ago. What didn't we have? Social media and cameras and the 24-hour news cycle. And sometimes Albert would get tired. And his driver, he had his lectures memorized. So sometimes Albert would pretend to be the chauffeur, the driver, and the driver would come up and pretend to be Albert, okay? He would lecture a chalkboard, if our students even know what a chalkboard is. Got it down. And then there was that journalist who tried to challenge Albert on something incredibly complicated in the physics realm. The driver responded. The question you asked me was very elementary. Even my driver knows the question to this answer. The driver stood up, easily answered the question, and that journalist would never challenge Albert ever again. The reason why I feel this story is so important and so beautiful is because Albert said the smartest people aren't necessarily the people with the degrees. It's not the people who receive the accolades and the glory. It's where you find that innovation, that wisdom, that spark that can change the world. And he saw the beauty in those of whom he encountered, and that's where he found what he deems genius. I can think in my lifetime, as our rabbis say, wisdom does not come with maturity or aging. Wisdom comes with wisdom. How I've been inspired, how I've been appreciative. I learned so much. It's when you're in that moment where you feel an aha moment of gratitude. Again, the appreciation of being in someone's company, learning something new, and putting a smile on your face. And last night, this happened to me. Our music director, who's not here, Jeff McLennan, invited me to speak at our, I want to call it our true sister congregation at Independent Presbyterian Church. I've never been there before. It is one of the most remarkable and beautiful houses of worship that I have ever seen. And I was warmly greeted by Reverend Melissa Self-Patrick and their senior pastor, Kevin Long, and his incredible wife, Rebecca. But you could feel the fellowship and community in the room. And the subject matter was difficult. It was finding God during moments of darkness. And I talked about how we found God during the first destruction in 586 BCE, how we pivoted again to search for God in 70 CE during the destruction of the Second Temple. We were forced again to find God after 1945. And then with an open heart, I said to this community, it is the responsibility of the Jewish people to reestablish some type of theology post-October 7th. And at that moment, someone asked me, what does it look like? And at that moment, I have no idea. We're not ready yet to write some form of a theological treatise regarding where was God or where wasn't God, or where we need God on October 7th. But really, for the first time since October 7th, in a traditionally a non-Jewish setting, it's like I had that Einstein moment of the friendship, of the companionship, the table fellowship, a few members from Temple Emanu-El, and it was truly an eye-opening experience for me of some type of new direction, some type of new innovation that we need, especially whatever interfaith dialogue is going to look like moving forward with the Jewish community. And I told this community, I'm going to tell this community, it's when we do things like this. And on Sunday, if you want to hear the evening service of Rosh Hashanah, Cantor is leading services at ICP, Independent IPC, Sunday at 4 o'clock. You know, we learned from Jacob how do you find God in mysterious places, and it's okay if we can find our God in a non-synagogue establishment. It was a wonderful evening, and it really sparked my neshama, my soul, and as painful as we've been living with the aftermath of October 7th, it's really the first time as your rabbi that I had the glimmer of hope. The hope that we can pivot, the hope that we can start something new, our obligation, not just from the rabbis, but from this congregation, to be partners in establishing a formidable Judaism for years to come, b'miuchad, especially for our young students, and Baruch Hashem, and their children and future generations. We all have that sacred responsibility. And what I experienced last night, and when I came home and told Rachel, it was truly remarkable, and for that I am grateful. And I want to connect that experience with community, with our Torah portion, Mishpatim. And this Torah portion is all about establishing some type of Israelite system regarding laws. Once you're freed, now you have to establish a society. So I want us to envision the Israelites now. They fled from their enemies. They're wandering in the wilderness. They received Torah. And now they have laws. And we learn from 23:5, if you see that donkey, let's just call it an animal, of someone you hate, and that is the Hebrew, and this donkey is suffering, do you help the donkey or do you not help the donkey to give it back to someone that you hate? And I want you to know, again, the Israelites dealing with the Egyptians, and now they're forced with this commandment, which tells us that we are supposed to go the extra mile for someone that we do not like. What a pivot, if you really think about it. This is an ancient Near Eastern precept saying, take care of the animal of someone you don't like, their owner. I'm highly confident here in Alabama, we're not going to find a donkey that is in pain. But I want to give you some type of teaching each Shabbos. I don't like election years. I don't like presidential elections. But this is when the temperature rises. This is where we become overly passionate. We respond, and I'm guilty too, without processing and reflecting. And if we can be welcomed, I believe, on the 3,000 block of Highland Avenue, as confusing that is, zigzags. What a beautiful reminder for us moving forward. Here we are in February to reflect, to pivot, to reapproach those we engage with. It could be someone we agree with or we disagree with, someone we can't stand. If we can find that spark and return spiritually that animal, I can't imagine the good that will do. Our rabbis tell us that people will sin. And we're not going to like people who sin. But as Rambam teaches us, Maimonides, when someone's off the path of Torah, we have an obligation to try to get them back on. Now, again, this is going to come in different facets in life. But we were slaves once, and now we're free, and we're instructed to be even more empathic, more appreciative. Each day, let's try to live by what the Torah tells us. Try to see that spark in goodness for those you disagree. Turn the noise off at night. The most valuable commodity in the world is time. Come to shul more often. We know it's good for you. Family dinners. Don't send a text, pick up the phone. The more empathy we bring to our neighbors, this is how we pivot and create a more formidable Judaism for years to come. I don't believe it. I am confident in my heart if we can lead by these virtues, and it starts with me. We get to be those who write the pages of Jewish history for years to come. Shabbat Shalom. We rise together, Aleinu 586.
Aleinu לשבח לאדון הכל, לתת גדולה ליוצא בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות, ולא שמענו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגורלנו ככל המונם. מה אנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא. ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא, ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו אחד.
On this Shabbat, we recall the yortzites of Lillian Muriel Burchuk, Daniel Benton, Lillian von Balen Black, Arlede Bledsoe, William Bleeweiss, Betty Ann Perman Blumenthal, Ruth Brock and Ralph Brock, Mel Bruck, Robert Carafoil, Bruce Castle, Harry Cohen, Mina Louise Coleman, Thelma Cutler, Joseph Damson, Ellen Denson, Cora S. Dorn, Louis S. Elsis, Alice Edelson, Sylvia Gandler, Rebecca Slive Gingold, Gussie Goldstein, Daniel Greenspan, Samuel Grossberg, Bernard Holzer, Harry O. Cantor, Bertha Kern, Harvey Korman, Edka Cronenberg, Magda Beckman Cruz, Sonia Damsker-Lefkowitz, Jane Marks Levy, James Michael Luger, Donald May, Bruce A. Mayer, Paula Michael, Louis Moore, Violetta Newworth, Loretta Newfield, Bella Perlman, Patricia Patty Rubenstein Pizitz, Mike Reason, Paul R. Rich, Louis Buddy Schulhofer, I apologize, Max Schulman, Marvin Silverstein, Carolyn Sloss, D. Riley Stewart, May Clara Wheel, Murray Woltag, and Louis Wynn, and heartfelt condolences in the recent passings of Harold Seitlin, Nathan Nick Goldstein III, husband of Linda, father of Lisa, grandfather of Isla and Marin, Bert Arthur Meisler, father of Alan and Irving, and grandfather of Franny. We rise together as a united congregation for Mortis Kaddish 598. Yikadal Vikadash Shmei Rabbah, Biomad Ivrach Eotei Vamlich Malchutei, B'chayachon of Yom Echon, Uvchayet Echol Beit Yisrael, Bagalau Vizman Kari V'imru,
Amen.
Yehei Shmei Rabbah Mevarach Le'olam Olamei Maya, Yitbarach V'yishtabach Yitba'ar Yitromam Yitnaseh, V'tadar V'talev V'talal Shmei Kusha,
Brichu.
Le'ela Min Kol Birchata V'shirata, Tushbechata V'nechemata, Damiram V'yoma V'yimru,
Amen.
Yehei Shlama Rabba Min Shemaya, V'chaim Aleinu V'al Kol Yisrael V'yimru Amen. Osei Shalom B'imromav, Huya Sei Shalom, Aleinu V'al Kol Yisrael V'yimru Amen.
Osa Shalom B'imromav, Huya Sei Shalom, Aleinu Ve'al Kol Yisrael Ve'imeru Amen.
We conclude always for singing with hope, Hatikva 678.
Kol הלב פנימה, נפש יהודי הומייה, ולפתי מזרח קדימה, עין לציון צופיה. עוד לא אבדה תקוותנו, התקווה בת שנות 2000, להיות עם חופשי בארצנו, ארץ ציון וירושלים. להיות עם חופשי בארצנו, ארץ ציון וירושלים.
Thank you, Lester. Thank you, Kevin. Thank you, fourth grader, our junior choir. Shabbat Shalom. And please
Shabbat
join us
Shalom.
downstairs for our oneg. I know. That's why I didn't bring them up for promotes. Kevin, good job.
Thank you.
Okay? So, your goal is practice reading. Okay? You know the liturgy. Here's other English readings. We just take this.
Oh, thank you.
Okay? And do you have a prayer book at home?
Yes.
Okay, I do. So start, and that's, one step at a time.
Exactly.
Who, you want to shake his hands first?
No, I want to shake your hand.
Thank you.
Marvelous.
Thank you.
Why do we need a new theology? What was wrong with 586?
Where do we find God in God's resting place? That's when we pray 3 times a day.
Okay.
Twice. You got it twice.
Okay. Okay.
That's pray 3 times a day. That's what, look at Daniel.
Oh,